Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and Craig Skidmore here for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love horoscope for the week of September 28th through October the 4th of 2020. If you never watched the show before, we are going to give you your love horoscope this week, but we are here exclusively on highvibe.tv, of course, where you can get all of the exclusive daily and weekly and monthly and special event programming for horoscopes, spirituality, tarot. We have sound healing, we do art, we've got podcasts, we've got, there's so much stuff now. Make sure that you become a member, and you also get Deep Astrology in its full form with the charts and so much more, and my daily exclusive horoscopes for astrology and tarot, and weekly sun sign horoscopes that are exclusive as well. Make sure that you join highvibe.tv today. Also, we've got this awesome sale that I am finishing out here at the end of the month. So jump on it right now. The Ride the Waves package, all of my astrology schools all lumped into one. So you can get all of this content, up to 90 hours of content, so you can keep up with the new classes that I'm going to start to begin here soon. So get this exclusive deal right now at highvibetvschool.com, and don't sleep on it. Well, it's a crazy week. How you feeling, Craig?
I'm feeling good. I actually have another. Anne and I are starting a book club. We told you about that, right?
I did. Yeah, I heard about that.
We just received the books today. So we were doing Alan Watts, the book. And it's going to be the first book they're doing. This is exclusively for High Vibe members. So we're going to be getting that rolling. But yeah, there's a little sneak peek if you want to join along. We're going to be starting on the 5th, I believe. And we have an email for that. It is hvbookclub@gmail.com. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And you should join in. It's going to be fun. But besides that, love, woo, 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 woo. It's like a thunderstorm of intense waves of emotion, I feel like. I think that there are some strong connections being built, some strong bonds being built if people are open for it. So, you know, it's like finding the beauty in the craziness that's swirling around us, I think, is the key to success right now.
It is we just did a TikTok and a reel on YouTube, and I played Foreigner for that one with Saturn Direct this week and with Pluto Direct and Capricorn. The two that started this whole 2020 craziness are coming direct this week. So if you think this week's going to be normal, no. I mean, just even think the presidential debate is tomorrow, Tuesday, with Mars Retrograde square Saturn on that day. Saturn's direct, like, it's not going to be simple these times. But I think that with ice, how do you combat ice? You combat it with heat if it gets too cold, right? So I think that we all got to turn the heat up to get through this coldness that's going around right now. And maybe the White Walkers are coming. I don't know. Or maybe Corn Pop.
He's a bad dude.
He's a bad dude. He hung around some real bad boys, you know? So, you have anything left to say before we jump into this show?
I think we just got to hold on for this wild ride. That's about it. Stay sane, stay happy. Whatever that is for you, you just got to find it.
Yeah, and don't roll around with Corn Pop and his bad dudes, you know, bad boys.
It's not time to fuck around.
So, if you never watched the show before, now we are going to cover the collective first. I'm going to give you the astrology real quick. And then, of course, pull the cards that we do here on Deep Love Tarot for the collective, for the love reading. And then we go into all 12 zodiac signs by picking from the high vibe. What?
I love gold, Cap.
The high vibe gold
12
cup.
karat gold plastic.
It's beautiful gold plastic.
So much gold.
Was this a used cup actually, and then was just given here like, here, throw these in here?
Yeah, it was used for water.
Wonderful.
Hydration is key.
It's true. During these times?
It is.
Mars square Saturn? For sure.
Yeah, drink that water. Drink that water.
I was going to say that, you know, it almost actually, you bring up a good point of like hydration, but to me with Saturn and Mars making these hard aspects, I would say it's almost like, you know, it's like gears clunking without much lubrication or oil. So it's like, you know, it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you try to learn stick and you get the clutch off and so be prepared. Those are the kind of shifts we're making this week. They're not going to be smooth. But if you never watched the show before, we're going to get into it right now with the collective.
Thank you, Miss Rodriguez, for that donation.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, actually, very much here at highvibe.tv. Well, this is the week of all weeks, collective. And we have to, I think, number one, remember when the astrology gets literally on a scale of 1 to 10, a 10 plus, where we're going to be at this week, with a full moon, Mars retrograde, square Saturn as it's turning direct, and Pluto turning direct on Sunday, and a full moon with Mars retrograde, and the sun opposing Chiron, and a full moon with Chiron. I don't know if there's much more that I could, and Venus moving into Virgo, which nothing, you know, some people take things the wrong way when I'm just mentioning signs. The worst place for Venus is Virgo. Just that's astrology, right? Essential dignities. It's the fall position. So the sun's at the fall position and Venus is at the fall position. And so, yeah, this is definitely the week to wake up and go, everybody is not in an easy place. So when we understand the love sector of things, I think there's going to have to be a lot of compassion that has to be found. I think that we also, but there's the weirdness of Venus exiting Leo on Regulus and what's serving our ultimate heart, and also not using this hard energy as like, well, this is just hard, so I got to get through it. If it's something that's really detrimental to your life, because that's the whole point of a falled Venus and a falled Sun in Libra, especially since we're in Libra and it's all about relationships and Venus is in its fall position. Where are the relationships that are just falling, that we have to allow them to fall off of, you know, and that's why Foreigner, Cold as Ice, I think is a great song to listen to, because there is a little bit of that involved with Saturn and Pluto direct in Capricorn, which are teaching us the two bad boys that, you know, that run around with corn pop.
Bad boys for
Jupiter.
life.
I think that Jupiter is corn pop, and I think that's a secret. I'm going to say Jupiter's corn pop, and the two bad boys are Saturn and Pluto, and they're coming direct. So we have to learn Capricorn. We have to make choices that are hard for our betterment in our life, and we have to disconnect from the emotional realm. This is not going to be an easy emotional week with a full moon in Aries with Mars retrograde and especially Chiron in Aries. So we also have Mercury in Scorpio, which is getting ready for its oppositions to Uranus. Where remember, Mercury is going to be stationing coming up here as we get into next week, because on October the 13th, we're going to see Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So we're also moving into October this week, which is kind of ironic in the whole mix of things. But with Mercury and Scorpio, I mean, we're going to have really hard and deep conversations. And with the opposition to Uranus and Taurus that's starting to begin, that we're going to see multiple times. And Uranus is not at 10 degrees anymore. It went backwards to 9. So it's back to the first decan. So this is bringing up really intense, basic stuff that needs to revolutionize in a betterment of our life and the quality. And then there's that opposition to Mercury. And Mercury and Uranus are the higher, it's the higher, you know, version of Mercury is Uranus. So it's our lower and our higher minds really going at it. There's a lot of tension this week, a lot of frustration to get through. But resistance, is it worth it or is it not? That's going to be the question that you're going to have to answer yourself from your own guidance of your heart, and if it's meant for your reality and it's healthy for your reality or not. Let's take a look at the card and see what's going on. First card that we got for this week is the Seven of Wands reversed. Ooh, the card where we do stand and fight for what we want, no matter what, or anything coming at us, and having a high position. But This is showing if we're not going to fight for it that strong, or if somebody's not going to fight for us that strong, that's a pretty clear signal. We're going to get some deeper insight on this. What's the challenge that we got here? We got the Sun card reversed. Not a lot of... If something is not resonating with your soul, or that just something's also trying to change your consciousness, or you're in an unconscious place and you're fighting for something that's really not in clarity, I mean, it's kind of a losing hand if you are. The overall card that we got is the Judgment reversed. Wow. I mean, one, I think that we got to stay away from judgments, but the Judgment reversed at the same time, though, in love, could mean that there's no higher calling. Like, is this really taking me to a higher calling in my life? So I think overall that's the question. Is this taking me to a higher calling that's divine, or is it just kind of, I'm fighting for something that's kind of extremely upside down for my soul's truth? The shadow card that we got for that challenge is the today for tomorrow. So the shadow is, if it's upside down today and you stay in it, it'll be upside down tomorrow. There is no changing it. That's the shadow. So if you think something's going to change by staying in the same form today, it won't be changed tomorrow. If you change it today, tomorrow would be different. The card that we got for that Seven of Wands reversed is the King of Swords in reversed. Definitely not clear on what to fight for, or if we should fight or not. This is very weak confidence in the mind and surety in a lot of the collective with their romantic position. There's a lot of questions that feel from a more weaker point, not a strong point. And our overall card with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Judgment card reversed. Well, folks, this is looking like a pretty gnar week here of not, anything that really is not. If we're trying to control the way things go, and it's not even taking us to that great of a place, it's not good for us. I think that this is also, on a positive note, only going to places where there aren't that many crazy questions, that there is no question on whether it's going to be worth fighting for, if you want to use that analogy, that it's not turning our soul upside down. And it's good for us today, and it's good for us tomorrow. Our overall card for everything we got is Gemini, which is the twins. I mean, I think, and that's why even funny I said I think there's a lot of curiosity, and there's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of movement. The environment's going to be wild and crazy. There's going to be a lot about Gemini coming up as far as what feels like it's twin-like, what communication is going to be a big deal about this all, and change of environment. So I would predict a very wild and very unpredictable week, and not allowing your mind to lose its sanity if things don't go the way that you expect at all in a relationship, and trying to understand why. We got Uranus in the 5th house of Pisces. So yeah, it's definitely a wild, unpredictable week from spirit doing love in its own karmic / breaking the delirium up of love, waking up the subconscious of issues, subconscious love issues. But, it also is trying to break through to the other side, to the ultimate dreams and fantasies and positivities in love. So, but we can't go there unless we break the cracks of what's subconscious and holding back love too. So, big one.
Right, it's almost kind of like maybe you're running away from the troubles too, instead of standing up and facing those fears. You might think that you have a lack of power, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough will to get done, to face those fears, to face those tough decisions and those tough conversations. But you do have that power, and you have to realize that it's inside of you, and you can't look on the outside world to actually tap into that self-power. It's within inside yourself. So once you acknowledge that, make the decisions about the conversations that you need to have. Make the decisions about the people in your life. And if the relationships that you're in are actually going to be healthy ones in the long run, but you have to believe that you have the power to make those tough decisions. You can't just turn your back and put it off till tomorrow. That is the conversations that need to be had today.
I think I agree with that a lot. I think that But even when you have those combos, it's going to bring up, well, getting to the bottom of the issue, like why don't you want to fight for it, or why are you trying to back away, and trying to see what the subconscious is there, and getting to the truth of the matter, I think, is the big deal here.
100.
Well, let's see what's going on for the first zodiac sign this week. The first one that is coming from the high vibe gold cup is Capricorns.
All right.
They got their full moon in their emotional house, so it's going to be extremely emotional for them. Just prepare for your Capricorn. It's going to be emotional city. Let's see what the Capricornies are going to be going through this week. First card they picked up is the Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah, not feeling very connected. And this also is the card of, soulmates. Some like to look at this as twin flames too. So Capricorn, what's going on? There's an upside down here of like maybe not feeling connected, and definitely some really emo times with this full moon in your fourth house and squaring your Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter in your first house. It's now going to be all direct by the end of this week. So it's kind of like taking the stand of the truth of what's going on in soulmate matters or in emotional connection. Or are you, I sense this as, is there really an emotional connection here? Or are you denying emotional connection if you're single? The challenge here is it is the Page of Swords in reverse. So I would say that there's a lot of communication not being said that needs to be, or there's a lot of stimulation that you're not following, or you're terrified of having the conversations of not feeling connected, or the truth of why you don't feel connected, or making the phone calls to somebody that you want to connect with and not doing that. The overall that we got here is the Seven of Cups in reverse. So I think that maybe you're not looking at enough awesome opportunities out there. Maybe you've been so hyper-focused on, being so realistic and not dreamy, but maybe you're not being dreamy enough, because usually this card, I'd say maybe you need to stop the whole dreamy thing, but because you got Two of Cups reversed, because you got the Page of Swords reversed, I would say that, I think it's almost like you're not looking around enough, or you're not looking at better opportunities enough in life. You're almost kind of just like, well, this is all I got. And the shadow to this is the envious gluttony of not communicating your truth. So it's like, you're getting gluttonous on not speaking your truth and not wanting to communicate that truth at all. You do have Mercury here in the 11th house now for you. So you do have to start connecting with the world and not expecting others just to connect to you. Or if you have a problem with somebody, waiting for them to say it, you have to step forward. You did pull the Hermit reverse with that Two of Cups reverse. So I think that you've been stewing on this a long time with a partner, or possibly even just if you're single or if you're dating with somebody. But you've got all the info, and there's just something that's not connected here. Something not deeply connected at all. Not willing to face that music, or feeling like, why am I not connecting to anything? Okay, well, you've stewed on it long enough. You need to change something about that. That's up to you. You did pull the Tower card reverse with that Seven of Cups in reverse. So, I would say that you're afraid to actually build something more beautiful and tear down what is the one thing that maybe you did focus a lot of energy on, but it's not deeply connected. It's lost its magic. There's a lot of magic lost here that you have to gain back. You did get the Jupiter return card, so you do have to take a new journey to get the benefits that you want. And Jupiter returns are a journey that happen once every 12 years. So, it's a once in a big cycle that you are here, and that's the way you get through. Is sometimes in life you got to take that other look in life, and I would say that this rings true with this full moon, this Mars retrograde in your fourth, that you've dug yourself in a deep hole, and the only way out is the benefit of trying something different and looking in a new direction. Your Astro Dice are. Well, you pulled the 7th house in Scorpio with Neptune. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is major transformation and changes about the subconscious, and even channeling the truth of your relationship situations, and also the sensitivities around even maybe the sexual nature in the relationship or the lack thereof. But I would say both, or even feeling like you have been lost in a relationship that might have been an illusion of connection, and you need to learn to let it go.
I was picking up kind of, like not allowing change to take place, kind of, being maybe stuck in like a one-track mind of you know, what this relationship is, instead of actually being authentic to yourself, you know. And there's going to be misconnections when you're not living in your true authentic self, you know, when you're living in a false light, so to speak, you know. You need to speak your truth. You need to speak who you actually are, so that the universe can pick up on that, so that the individuals around you can actually pick up on that. If you're not, then it's going to be lacking. You're going to have that misconnections all day, you know. And we do have a birthday in the chat, Miss Lala HK. She's in here all the time. So
happy birthday,
happy
Lala.
Birthday to you. Actually, we're going to have a Scorpio party of all Scorpio parties, because actually my birthday falls on a Monday, Deep Love Tarot night. So
October the 26th.
Yep.
All right, Cappies. Good luck to you on that one. We got the Geminis next. Saturn is now direct. Gemini, what's going on with you with your love life this week? You got the Four of Cups in reversed. Well, gosh, so many gifts trying to come your way, and maybe you're not seeing them. Maybe you're not acting upon them. You know, the Four of Cups, definitely God shows up with the cup that you want, and then you say, nah, I don't need it. It's in reverse here. I almost feel like maybe you're not asking. Maybe you don't believe good things are there for you. You are having a major, major transformation with this full moon in your 11th. Like, where are you disconnected, and where do you really want to connect? Maybe you're disconnected because you don't want to connect. This is the sun in your 5th house of love. This is a big time for you for love, but I feel like there's major blessings that the universe is trying to offer you, or has shown you the way, and you haven't acted upon them yet. Your challenge is, wow, the 9 of Swords upright. You are definitely going through anxietyville, or a fear here of taking blessings in your life that you already know are there. I mean, it doesn't look that scary with her, but those hooks make it scary, and the full moon, and this is going to hit you on the full moon, this fear of connecting, and definitely having this kind of like nightmarish energy, when I think it's more of an illusion than it really is. You did pull the 8 of Pentacles in reverse as your overall. I think that you've been doing the same thing over and over again every week, as far as kind of a monotonous life here. And I think that you need something different and something to stimulate you. You need to change it up. I feel that it's not really working as good as you think it is. I think that also with you know, Venus moving into Virgo, and you're going to have to move into a different emotional house. I think you've been operating too much like a machine. Your shadow card that you did get is the child I was meant to be, and you got, so I think that what's shattering is this, what's everything's supposed to look like in your life. And maybe you've reached a point in that, but it really didn't deliver as much as you thought, and that's kind of the panic. I think that there's panic over situations of like how it should look, and you know, instead of looking at maybe that there's weird things that God does to bring people together in different ways, instead of your weird identification way. You did pull for that 4 of Cups. You did get the, in reverse, you pulled the Justice card upright. So, you know, it's time to balance out the benefits and the things that are trying to be given to you, instead of turning them down so much that maybe you're not even seeing anymore. It's almost like you closed a door, especially with Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter here in Capricorn, your 8th house, and now with Saturn and Pluto coming direct. You got to open up the doors in order to receive, and that's the balance that I think is happening in your life, is the other side. So whatever you've been hyper-focused on in your life, outside of your love life, you need to focus on your other side of your love life now, because it's like not balanced out well. And with that 8 of Pentacles reverse, you pulled the Hermit reverse. So yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely pulling out of being kind of, I'm going to be honest, Gemini, I think that you've been acting like an old person that's a machine, and you've been just like, I don't know, maybe flowering in the garden too much, or making soup, or I don't know. But I just got a feeling that you just kind of got all grandma or grandpa on us here, and it's time to end that. So I think that this is you bringing life back to you, if you're going to allow it to happen. Or are you afraid to bring that excitement and life back to your life? Your overall card that you got here is the 4th house. You need to develop the roots in your life. I think you're focused too much on where you're going and not the roots and the foundation, which will make where you're going much better, and where your emotions really sit. I think that you have to get emotional now, and you need to put those roots in somewhere, and or in the place that you really want it to go. Maybe the roots are in somewhere, but you know, it's not growing the tree that great. You did pull the third house, Aries, and we did get that with Mars. So you definitely have to go into new and exciting environments and stay stimulated. And more importantly, it's time for you to communicate exactly what you want to exactly who you want. And you have to have that courage, and you have to have that drive, and you have to have that ambition to say yes and say no and say what you want. And you're Gemini, for God's sake. But don't trip out. But also, I think that you need to look at the honest truth about really what you want. I think that you're becoming way too complicated when this is like very simple. Like, yes, no, get all Cro-Magnon, like kind of old school, like rah, 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 like just be like a freaking old, like, you know, hunter-gatherer. Ooh, I need food. Ooh, I need bed. I gotta go pee. I gotta go poo. Simple shit.
And I think you can't be afraid to ask for help also, you know. Maybe you're getting caught up trying to figure everything out by yourself, you know, and we can kind of get lost in our own mind trying to dissect certain situations or certain relationships when, you know, I mean, sometimes it's nice to get an outside perspective to see if actually people are picking up on what you're picking up, you know. Maybe you're just a little delusional and think that everything's great when in all reality it's not, you know, and you're kind of just lying to yourself, or vice versa, you know. Maybe you're just saying that the relationship shit or this person's shit when it's just like your own drama and your own issues that you're holed up on that are sharp inside of you, you know. So it's like, look to the outside maybe and ask for a little bit of help. You don't have to do it all by yourself.
That was a good fucking insight there. Pay attention to those Scorpio words right there, because you're learning to be a Scorpio right now, Gemini, with Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and Capricorn, your 8th house.
And it's crazy that you keep pulling reversals for the amount of times you shuffled.
Huh?
So it's crazy that you keep pulling all these reversals with the amount that you shuffled.
You saw, I mean, at least Craig sees I shuffled, and he sits here, it's like a 20-minute ordeal. It's not like I shuffled for 1 minute all these decks. It's 20 minutes. Some people think that this show's rigged or that I fucking say, like, it's crazy. And why do you think we do a high vibe fucking gold cup? Like, I have no idea what sign's next. So then that makes the fucking, there's no way to rig this show. Zero. Scorpio's next.
Oh shit, it's part time, bitches.
Think yeah, fucking people.
Skirt, skirt. Choo choo. Choo choo. All aboard, 'cause ain't no party like Scorpio party, baby. Choo choo.
See what's going on with Scorpios, baby. Scorpio party. Got the 10 of Swords in reversed. Well, maybe there's an issue with the same thing happening constantly. It has to be addressed, as far as maybe there's a cycle with the relationship that's having a difficulty getting out of the cycle. We're going to have to get deeper into this. This is a full moon, your 6th house of cycles, and the 12th house of spiritual and subconscious cycles. So what's a cycle that just keeps happening over and over again but isn't stopping and moving on? We did get the Ace of Rods as your challenge, which would be setting kind of this new positive road. It's almost like something can't get off the ground. It's almost like a plane that's trying to take off, but it keeps stalling for some reason. You did pull the 6 of Pentacles upright, which is the fair exchange. It is the card of charity as well. So are both partners or both people or the partner you in, are they, 1, a charity case? 2, is it an equal share of energy? Or does it feel like it's just an exchange? Maybe that's not supposed to be the cycle. Like, relationships are exchanges, but is it just an exchange for just like, I want to feel better this way and you want to feel better that way, but then that misses kind of the whole full love point? Those are going to be questions to ask. The shadow to this is the fated to suffer over this moving into this kind of ethereal, beautiful place. Maybe there's a fear of both people or somebody of it that it's fated to suffer. If it does go to that, it's like trying to move this to a new dimension, to the next place, but it's having troubles getting there. And there's maybe a shadow fear of that happening, that it'll just go bad. Wheel of Fortune reversed here with that Ten of Swords. It's control issues of not allowing the next step to go on, wanting to kind of like control whenever the next step is, and kind of living more from a planned state. Pluto and Saturn coming direct in your third house, like you have it all figured out in your mind when that's not really the place to do it from. That Six of Pentacles came with the Sun card, so it's a very independent card. So what are you getting out of this? What's the charity going on with this? What's the fair exchange or not? This has to do with exchange also of, sometimes it is money. I mean, you know, but with the Sun card here, it's about awakening and what is the exchange going on? That's what's causing it not to go. And there's something not moving, right? It's like not moving, Ten of Swords reversed and Wheel of Fortune reversed. Definitely trying to get over and both are very kind of circular, you know, like, it's interesting. The Libra card is the overall of the relationship itself and balance. So I think that this is just a balancing act this week of like, okay, what do you need from this? What do I need from this? What are the fears that are feeling of suffering if we move to this ultimate place and coming into that alignment? I think this is very Sun in the 12th house too, just like getting the conscious overall understanding of why things are kind of stalled and why, and understanding why they're stalled.
Some dice.
Oh yes, the Astro dice.
The dice.
Leo's second house, Pluto. Ooh, so it's self-worth, love issues. So wanting to create love, but it requires all in. And then it's also the other part where it's like, maybe there's an attraction issue, not into it all the way. You know, it's very black and white, like all fuck yeah or fuck no. And there seems to be a middle ground here of unsure of the quality of it and if it's regal enough.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, finding that balance between the past, the present, and the future, you know, and kind of working a way out of this, like a cycle of doubt. I think there's a lot of individuals out there, a lot of Scorpios, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, I speak of, that are kind of experiencing some doubt when it comes to relationships because of past issues, you know, and kind of bringing that into that and saying like, no, it's not going to work because of this, you know, maybe because, you know, an ex had done them wrong, you know, instead of getting over it and saying, this is a whole new person, this is a whole new journey that I'm embarking on, and fully embracing that, you know, and then kind of miss out to it because we kind of get stuck in that mindset. So I think that it is kind of breaking that cycle of doubt, breaking that cycle of that it's not going to work out, you know. It is, if you fully invest into it, if you fully put that force into it, then it's going to come back, baby, no doubt. Because everyone wants to be a part of that Scorpio party, baby.
Baby. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely doubts, and they just have to be cleared up.
Yep.
Sag.
Easy breezy. So simple.
It's such a hardcore week that you'd think that I would come through with the hardcore. I'm actually just trying to keep it like, the universe is already fucking going to be the hardcore one for everybody, so I'm not going to try and push that too hard on people. I'm not trying to be easy on people either, though, but I'm just kind of like, here it is, and there's plenty of superchargers behind that motherfucker, you know what I mean, this whole week for everybody. All right, Sag, let's see what's going on with you. We got the King of Pentacles reversed. So either A, feel really dumb because you know you thought something was super valuable, or even this is being swindled by somebody who says that they have it all going and then they're not showing to you they do. This is also kind of not feeling valued at all. So maybe you're not feeling valued, or maybe you don't feel valuable in yourself. Maybe you're having a self-worth issue deeply to have the abundance of love that you want, or it's just based upon somebody having control over you by money. That's definitely with all the Saturn Pluto stuff coming up, with it coming direct here and scoring Mars in your love house in retrograde, and a full moon in your love house. It's a big week for love for Sag. Temperance card reversed is your challenge. So gosh, this is like not a natural situation you were in this week at all. I think that's why the King of Pentacles is reversed, because Pentacles do rule nature and they do rule the physical earth. And I almost feel like it's kind of, this week, I think the challenge is like, you're realizing where is the solid foundations in the partnership? And are they built off kind of, well, I'm going to just say it, counterfeit energy. So there's a lot that's going to be brought up about the truth and what's counterfeit, what's not, or if it's just based off this like kind of false material plane. You did pull, wow, Chakra Healer. This is a rare card for this deck, and it's reversed. I think that your chakras are out of alignment. And with all the elements here. So I think you're out of your element. And that makes you feel off. And I think that you have to like start to pay attention to this. And you're addicted to it being false. Addicted to the temperance reversed is a false reality. It's a fake reality. Where you feel like if you were to like not have like, I don't know, that false sense of whatever this is, that you would go dying, right? You're addicted, but it's causing a lot of imbalances here to be able to go manifest the true energy that you want. So you have to address this stuff. The reason why you pulled that King of Pentacles in reversed is at the Knight of Wands upright. Wow. Well, it's time for you to go on your little bicycle ride to the party that makes you feel good. But I think that there's an issue underlying this, which is, well, you can't keep driving the party to anywhere where you feel succumbed by, you know, money or possessions or, you know, values not being there or attractiveness not really being there. Like, you need to ride your party to where the abundance is. You pulled the Death card reversed with that Chakra Healer, and this is the third eye octopus reversed Death card. Yeah, and with the Addicted card, it's like you just don't want to end the imbalanced energy here. Even with Mercury in your 12th opposing Uranus in the 6th. I think there's going to be a big wake-up call, though. Let's see what your overall card is. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Solar Eclipse Revolution. So Sag, yeah, you're going to have a big wake-up this week. Again, I know you've had a lot of them. I mean, are you over the wake-ups? It's a big question. How many more times does the universe have to come in? Now the universe is coming in with the solar eclipse kind of energy to be like, oh, that's like, fucking look at this fucking, like, you know, like, come on. Think this is some really out of alignment stuff here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it light and help you figure that one out on your own this week. Neptune in the 6th, Gemini. Well, this is definitely a false literal reality in the mind. You gotta, what is it called? Like whitewash it? Like, you know, like it's almost like you've whitewashed the files of whatever the situation is. And you know, there's backups on this. The universe is going to remind you of it. Your subconscious has tucked away the truth of the reality and what's not working and what's kind of the false reality that's not really real here, because it doesn't benefit you and your environment. There's a lot of environmental stress that's acting like you don't know where it's coming from, or like diverting it off. Well, no, it's not from that. It's from this. Like, you know, like it's because of the fires and the air quality. Like, you know, when it's like your partner is fucking like not treating you with fucking value, you know, controlling you. And
it's almost like when your computer's going a little bit out of whack, you know, and then you got to restart it, you know, you got to refresh your senses and kind of find that stability in the situations and the individuals that were there from the beginning, you know, that really harnessed your power and that you let into your life. You know, there could be some trickster energy from those that have been that new energy into your life that are coming through weird situations that you're not necessarily pinpointing because you're lost within yourself. So it's like, get back to the stability of those who are there for you. Get back to the stability of your true self as well.
I was about to say, when you said that, I was about to say, like, somebody's like totally being a false self here.
Right.
Like, deceitful in a weird way. Moving on. Shall we, Pisces?
Pisces.
Shall we?
Oh,
okay,
Pisces.
let's do it. Oh, this is just turning out wonderful. Let's see what Pisces says this week. Five of Pentacles upright. Okay. The Victim card. I mean, I think Pisces with this full moon in your second, it's almost like, I think that you still don't get the point. Like, I'm just going to be honest. I think Pisces are just holding on to whatever they can and trying to change things in a weird way of trying to maintain, avoiding the one thing that's causing the wound deeply. Like, you can't move to change it. You can't. Like, you're avoiding the relationship situation itself. Like, you know, like not wanting to look at that. No. There's nothing to be healed there. My foot's broken because of this. And if I were to go here and fix my foot, then everything would be fine. Ooh, I knew it. This was going to be a gnarly one for Pisces. The Lover's card as your challenge. You're not willing to challenge your love situation at all. Or it's just too hard for you to do that. This is the ultimate card of love and the Lovers, right? And you got it upright in your challenge position. Woo! Are you a victim to a love that was once a love? Is it still a love? Is it fitting in your world? Saturn, Pluto direct in your 11th house? You know, new worlds here. Mars retrograde in the second. Is it worth it? Ace of Pentacles, of reversed. Yeah, I think overall this is not about trying to start some sort of new physical reality that will change things. You got to actually deal with the issues here. And if it already is not able to kind of put itself into a new ethereal, beautiful new setting on its own, then there's a problem. If it hasn't already done it by now. What's the fragmentation. It's a fragmented love, only pieces, just little pieces, and there's a chain to it. Oh, this poor little mosquito girl can't get that far. I think she wanted to be a mosquito. Maybe she turned into a fucking dragonfly that never got its full body and it's chained. I think that Pisces have gotten into some really fragmented places where they're not able to fully be what they really want to be, or their partner is not fully that, and they almost don't want to admit it. It's like it's very morphed into something very weird, and I think that they're a little feeling helpless with the Five of Pentacles here. Why are you getting that? Well, you pulled the Devil card. Holy fuck. How funny that they used me as the devil in this card deck. Did you even know that?
What was that?
They used me as the Devil card in this deck.
Oh, shit. Trippy. What deck is that?
This is the Badass Tarot deck. I think it's called Badass Tarot. It's so fun. I didn't even know. Somebody just, people said it's a deck. I guess they just thought I was going to be the devil. Wonderful.
Well, you said it's your favorite card on the deck. So.
I mean, well, in the eCommerce deck, yeah. Fucking, this is hilarious. Well,
now you made it.
I guess you've made it when you're on a fucking tarot card, right?
You're immortalized forever.
Fucking, that's how you know in 2020 you've made it. When not only you made it on any fucking card, you made it on the fucking devil card, you know? Shit. Oh, man, and with all the crazy creeps right now that are having fucking schizophrenia and thinking that I'm fucking doing all this crazy shit and spying on them and all this crazy shit, fucking great. That just like adds their little fucking weird ammo.
We are not spying on you. I promise.
Literally, go get meds. So, removing that I'm on this fucking card that I didn't even know. The fucking weird night. The victim mentality is you got to look at the partner that is the devil. Like, you know, that is you're addicted to a fragmented love situation that somebody's got control over you. Or if you're kind of a floaty Pisces, you're kind of floating into some devilish energy that you need to fucking realize it's causing you more wounds, and they're not appreciating you at all. They almost looked at you like an easy victim and easy prey. Single or not single, I'm just going to say that right now. You're easy prey. What's going on with this ace of moon card reversed? Well, Pisces. You got the card of avoiding the emotional truth and wanting to continue to store the subconscious truth and put that away and avoid the true feelings and emotions that the overall of this love story right now in your life is not going and starting in the ethereal great place that you want it to be. And there's a devil card attached to it. It happens to have fucking the Leo King on it. Fucking weird. Well, look at that. Your overall is your 5th house of love and the creativity and the drama of the love story. So let's be honest with you. You're romantic. You pulled the Lovers. You pulled the 5th house. Fragmentation. Fucking 5th house. You got the Leo King on the fucking devil card on the victim card. And you got the moon reversed with the ace of fucking pentacles reversed. I would say that you are needing to get the, and I was just saying Sagittarius need to wake up, but Pisces, what the hell's going on here? I got to pull one more card. I'm going to pull from this TV deck. Oh, well. I really don't know what to say at this point now. I just don't feel that you're able to get to the place that you want to go in your love life if you're not ready to I don't know. You're not on the island. You're in a false island. Have you ever watched the show Lost?
Nah, it's too long.
You're in the Dharma Initiative right now. But the plane ride's going to come back, and you're going to realize that you're not really there. You'll end up in the church and realize what the hell just happened. It's going to be one of those weeks that definitely wakes people up in Pisces land.
You got some dice?
And be careful.
We got some dice?
I guess I am the devil. I'm forgetting to roll the dice. Saturn in the 10th, Sag. I think that, decisions and the opening up to different worlds are your biggest issue. And I think that also when you look at it as opening up new worlds, I think that you're still not looking big enough. Like the different worlds of all different aspects. You're not looking at enough things on why things are not heading in the right direction. That you need to open up to all possibilities, and you're not doing that. You're only like wanting to look at one possibility or this possibility, and that's it. Like you're not willing to look at all the possibilities to make choices that are going to be better for your life. Like you're only looking at one possibility and being like, yeah, that's it. That's going to save it. Like, yeah, right. Like fucking, come on. Don't fucking start kidding yourself.
It's almost like looking at things, not necessarily like on a superficial level, but it's like, the old saying, it's like skin deep, you know what I mean? You got to actually dive deep within it. Maybe you're bringing past love through that transformation, which that's a heavy fucking load to bring in with you as you're trying to transform into that butterfly and get out into that world. And you still have this, weight pulling you down back behind you of love that didn't necessarily work out. I think it's time to let go of that shit so you can actually fulfill that true transformation that you're going through, that's actually going to be capable of bringing new love into your life. But you got to put away the old trash, leave it back there in the past. Throw that trash away.
That's Pisces' number one lesson as a Pisces is to learn when to say goodbye and let things end. Like that's their number one issue is watching things end or letting things go. We had still tripped out a little bit by the devil card, and I pull it and it's me. It's like that was a little fucking. I could say that was a very odd experience, and people already assume I'm the devil for fucking over 10 years because I do astrology. So it's just like great, more ammo fucking for those people.
Mama says astrology is the devil.
It's Sun's Day. My mom fucking might be like, oh God, I just put up a picture of my kid and he's the devil card. The devil. Wonderful. All right, Leo.
Oh, well, there you go.
At least I won't pull myself as the devil fucking for my own fucking reading, for my own rising sign and sun sign and Venus sign and Mercury sign and Juno and Vesta and Isis. Okay, let's see what's going on with Leos. Maybe you're the devil card too, Leo. I don't know. Eight of Pentacles upright. All right. What works and what operates? I think it's about, what can sustain and shows its quality. Eight of Pentacles is definitely a card that's like proves its worth by it knows how to do it. It knows how to do it. It goes through the long-term lessons of things. So what works and what doesn't work? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it doesn't have a lot of, I guess you could say, energy to prove that it's got like longevity, then it's not going to work. I will say though that this Saturn and Pluto direct square Mars retrograde is about looking at all the little pieces and realizing that it's okay to be have the opportunities, but also realizing don't fuck up your reality. Don't take on something that you believe is great if it's saying something different. With the third house of the Virgo full moon and so forth, or the full moon in Aries, but the Venus in Virgo is the quality. Three of Wands reverse is the challenge. So I think that Leos feel that they can't find where they're going with love or something that's really solid, that's got kind of a machine-like energy, that reliability. So it's almost like deflated defeat is the challenge. Four of Swords reverse. Don't feel comfortable. Don't feel like there's a safe place to go. Don't feel like emotionally, especially with Mercury and Scorpio for Leos right now and opposing Uranus in the 10th. This is this balance of the foundation and where things are going and kind of a craziness there. And Four of Swords, reverse is definitely not able to feel like at rest or peace. Let's see what the shadow is to that. Well, the mask. Well, I think it's hard for you to see through the truth of where people's intentions are. Three of where the journey's going. It almost feels like there's some sort of mask around things. Maybe you're seeing the mask and then you see underneath the mask and then you're like, uh-oh, that's not where I was intending for things to go. Maybe you're wearing a mask because you don't know where you're going. So you're putting a mask on where you're hopefully going to go, and then maybe that partner doesn't want to go there. Four of Wands upright. Well, the good news is the beginning of this reading is saying that you're looking for this ultimate, very reliable, very proven love. Okay? That also has a lot of celebration to it, and that appreciates the celebration, and it's a ballerina that knows what she's doing. The non-restful place, and I think at ease, I don't know if you can tell, I'm not at ease right now. The Lover's reversed. So overall, anything that's uncomfortable or not at ease is definitely not where to go. That would be that mask that's revealed, is where the uneasiness is, and that it doesn't have an idea of where it's going from that space. The overall card for Leos is the void off course moon. There is something just off and missing. Something is not in alignment. And when it's uncomfortable and uneasy, because if you're going to have the ultimate celebration of reliability and love, there wouldn't be something amiss. Aries, Neptune, third house. So Yeah, this is identifying clearly the environment and whether or not it really is holding the identity of the environment or the communication. Or is there some other motive, or is there something hidden? Is there an agenda hidden here? Is there something that you thought in your head looked like something, and then it was like kind of like kind of like like the reflection changed, like what? It's like a hall of mirrors, like what? I thought it was that. No, it's this. Oh God. So you gotta be clear of that consciously.
And you can't let the that stagnant energy kind of take over, the inability to move about the cabin, so to speak, Don't let that take over you. And so you put yourself into a situation, it's maybe you're rushing into something, instead of actually seeing the situation for what it is, because you're just so excited to be able to go out and go and get it, We all want to rush into situations that look great, but sometimes we have to kind of take a step back, especially times like this where we're not necessarily in our own freedom. And we're kind of stuck within ourselves and stuck within a bunch of bullshit, See the truths that are out there, and allow yourself to not get held back by the energies that are swirling around.
Yeah, and don't ever put anything in the kingdom that's
exactly
not vetted.
Yeah, just because it's like, you know what I mean? It's like almost like a mirage, so to speak. You're cruising through the fucking desert and you haven't seen anything in a while. And then so just like, boom, you're like, oh, it's magnificent. I need it.
But it's not the oasis.
No, it's not.
Very interesting, Craig. Good channeling.
Hey, thanks.
Aries. This is the seventh one.
Yes, it is.
All right. Are we at 1,000?
No, we are not.
Oh, I guess tonight everybody's hanging out with Corn Pop.
Corn Pop's bad.
Bad boys. All right, Aries, let's see what's going on for you for love this week. Your first card that you did get is the Queen of Pentacles in reversed. So you're not feeling nurtured. You're not feeling like the nurturing, though, of the values that you have to offer, or you're not offering much and somebody's calling you out on it. And it feels almost like it's something, this is a very intense time for you. I know that there's a lot of trying to figure out to maintain and hold a lot in your life right now with all these Saturn, Pluto direct, and this full moon is in Aries in your sign with a Mars retrograde and Chiron. So it almost feels like maybe everything's off, everything's not in the direction that you want. But I think that you need to pay attention to the balance of relationships of like, if somebody's not being and showing up with value to you, are you doing the same to them? I think you have to look at that. You're in a mirror reflection time. You get the Ace of Pentacles as your overall challenge here. So I would say that, the challenge is, I think that you want this ultimate great, experience of value and quality and physicality. But I think that there's issues with, either, Queen of Pentacles also is, she knows her value and her worth. So maybe you don't know your value and your worth and you're not doing anything about it and you want to go to this great place. But if you're having self-worth issues, or if you look at your partner without a lot of self-worth, like they're not going to want to go there either. They're going to feel that. You're in a gnarly relationship week with the full moon. And with squares to Saturn, with Mars retrograde, and with the full moon on Chiron, there's definitely, something physical here, feeling off. Chiron moon, full moon, that's weird. It feels like Quasimodo, right? It's like the eyeballs are off, the face is off, like it just. The Ace of Water, Ace of Cups reversed. So I think overall it's like the cup is not fully filled. They're reflowing with the fresh water of, the Holy Grail. So the emotional energy is definitely a miss from it. It's like a cup half empty instead of half full here. The shadow here is obsessed, though, with trying to get it to this ultimate place. But when does the line to stop that? Mercury in Scorpio is trying to help you understand the boundaries here. And the opposition to Uranus and Taurus is if it's not moving forward into the ultimate and you're stuck in the figuring out of the obsession of figuring out if it can, and it's not showing that, and it's leaving you somewhat empty. And Queen of Pentacles, it manifests. When it's reversed, it doesn't. It's like something's really off in the manifesting of where it's trying to go next, with Ace of Pentacles upright as the challenge. The reason why that Queen of Pentacles came up is the Knight of Swords. It almost like feels like the only way to fix this is to rush in to save the day, or rush something really fast. But you got to have that value, and that other person has to want that too. But it definitely is coming to where there might be a moment this week where you have to feel like this thing might rush into an out of control position that needs to be saved. Or do you feel the value is there to even jump in and save it or not? Like, you know, the Knight of Swords will do it definitely for the excitement, but if there's no payment or it's just doing it, usually it doesn't do it. There's got to be some sort of payoff. And you pulled the Beware reversed, so I'd say I don't think there's anything to be scared of, but I would say that you shouldn't take it lightly when there's something that doesn't feel full emotionally refreshed, or it's not fully emotionally there. That you should become more aware instead of beware of that. There's nothing to be scared of here. I just feel like it's something that's not just moving where it needs to go. I'm trying to understand whether it's definitely an emotional thing, and it's definitely a value or self-worth thing, or physical. There's a lot of physicality here. Your overall card is the air element. So communicating is your way through this, and being honest, though, in all ways of communication, identifying communicatively where the relationship's going, and then identifying exactly where is it going in the world and exactly precisely where it's going. I think that there's an issue with precise accuracy of defining it all here, and that's a lot of the problem. Your dice here are North Node in the 5th of Cancer. So I think, you know, it's important for you to aim if you can emotionally embody love fully this week, instead of keep focusing on a controlled state of how things should look and be done. I think that you need to you're either full flashed going into the emotional embodiment of love, or you're playing this like, which would be the worst thing to do, playing this like it should look like this, and the world should work like this, and the rules say, and blah, 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 blah. Or acting like too old. South Node, Capricorn in the 11th, but acting like, are you acting like an old fucking I know it all? And not a young, fun, emotional, I'm going to use an example, like when Tom Cruise, when he was for Katie Holmes, jumping on fucking the couch for her. It's like, why aren't you doing that? I'm not telling you to be Tom Cruise. I'm just saying that it's an interesting analogy. That, are you doing that?
Yeah, you know, and it's like, look who's showing up for you. You know, look who's standing next to you. But at the same time, you know, you can't allow yourself to be pushed over when it is certain situations that you want to have and that you want to achieve. You know, it's almost like you need to kind of draw the line in the sand, so to speak, and say, no, enough is enough. You know, are you on this side or are you on that side? Are you with me or are you in the past? You know, it's those situations where you have to have your own power, that you have to have that own will and the own strength to kind of say and do and get what it is that you want. You know, the universe can put things in front of you, but are you actually going to grab them? You know, the universe can put people in situations next to you, but are they really going to stand there for the test of time? You know, and I think that's those decisions and those outcomes that you need to look at going forward.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think that it's about drawing the understandings and the boundary lines, and there's nothing to sacrifice. And there's something with that Ace of Cups reversed and with the Ace of Pentacles as the challenge. It would be like in the overalls, Ace of Cups reversed. It's like it's trying to get to this great emotional and physical place, but it's not. So what is that issue? And getting very clear communication wise, that communication card came out, getting like nailing it down, like nailing specifically what is it, and learning to allow that expression out. Because I think that there's a self-worth issue with Aries here with Queen of Pentacles reversed. Like You know, it's like maybe not knowing how to be abundant with it either. And needing to communicate it and let that know, and like, oh, we can figure this out together to make it abundant, you know? Like, it takes being vulnerable, which I think is very difficult for Aries right now and always has been. But they can be, but when it comes to things that they value in themselves or admitting that they're not the best at it, yeah, it can be hard. We got Aquarians.
Aqua. Remember when Aqua came out with the Barbie Girl song?
Yes. Was that a day in history today?
It's a day in everyday history in my life. I sing it every morning when I wake up. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Is that what you play when you get up?
Yep. Those are the first 10 words out of my mouth. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
If you guys all didn't know, like, Craig only dresses like this for the show, but I don't know, like, he's been coming in like these like pink, stretchy
lace.
Like, no, not even lace. Like, you're wearing like weird like
pleather.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's like shiny. It's like you're wearing like that plastic shiny like pink,
shimmery.
Yeah, shimmery like stuff. I don't even know what they call it. Like latex, like like shiny latex,
bodysuit.
Bodysuit stuff.
Wing
like,
squirrel suit. I jump off the roof and fly.
No, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, Aquarius, if you could decode this for all of us here, we would all appreciate it. All right, Aquarius, let's see what's going on with you. I will say, Aquarius, before we go into this reading, I mean, I know we've been talking about this for 3 years, and I can say with a positive aspect that this is the last time Saturn's coming direct in Capricorn for, you know, good 3 decades, and then we got Pluto and Saturn and Capricorn ending with this direct motion this week, and they'll start to split apart. But that's all in your 12th house. So I'm just going to say that of all the signs, somehow you know how to keep going, but it's, you know, you're in the most having to trust spirit more than any other sign right now. You did pull the 8 of Cups in reversed. You're afraid to walk away from something, or you want to keep looking back at something. Are you getting what you need out of it? Like, it's too hard to let go of something. I think that you're wanting to look back, maybe at an old partner from the past. You're definitely also maybe afraid to leave something, even though that's on your mind a lot. You are dealing with a Capricorn 12th house square Mars in the 3rd retrograde. It's almost like you keep questioning whether you want to stay or go. Ooh. 7 of Cups reversed. Well, definitely not looking at all of your options, or maybe you are, and that's the challenge, is you don't know how to deal with that. I think that you're looking at a lot of options, actually, and you're afraid to make a choice on what you're going to do about it. So I think at the end of the day, the whole lesson of the 12th house is to be your full soul and surrender to that full soul. Like, I think that you're too afraid to act and feel like some bad person by following your bliss. But the challenge might be that you're not willing to look at what else there is out there, and that's part of your issue. You're afraid. Pulled the Ace of Fire, though. You pulled that, Ace of Wands upright as your overall. But that is that independent fire in your heart that takes you to that ethereal place. We've been seeing a lot of aces in reverse, so you got yours upright, and you got it with love, wands, fire. So overall, I mean, wherever your heart takes you to go to the ethereal place, it will go. But I think that you need to be willing to look at all your options, and, you know, there's something about stopping this whole yes or no, or should I, should I do this, should I not? I don't know. You need to be honest about that with your partner or with yourself. You did pull Bride. You feel like you're stuck in a cage, and you feel like you're stuck in a cage with no options. So of course you're going to feel this way, but you need to address the issues of why you feel stuck and communicate them, especially with Mars retrograde and a full moon in your 3rd house opposing the sun in the 9th, and with Chiron in the 3rd. Like, you're too afraid to speak it out and speak your truth. It's almost like you're playing fake. So of course you're going to end up in a cage, because nothing's more fake than not communicating. Or you're not revealing something. Two of Swords reversed. I think that's, I mean, I think that it's actually clear on what you want to do, but you're putting on the show inside of yourself and in your own mind, and you might even be putting through somebody through some sort of fuck fest as saying, I don't know, maybe, yes, no, da, da, da. You're giving so many different signals that of staying or going, or if this is, or if it's good or not. And maybe you're not actually saying it, but you're giving all the signals, and everybody's in your partner or other people are like, what the fuck? No wonder you're fucking stuck in a cage. This week, you know, if you have a partner, they're going to like tell you like, no, this week, like, no, don't sleep in the bed. Like, this might be a week on the couch, day on the couch. It's not fun. I think we've all been there once in our life. You ever been there, Craig?
Yeah.
Just making sure. You never know. I don't you know, some people
not a lot.
Trust me.
Not a lot. Yeah.
It's not definitely not a lot. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's been there though. It's not a fun place to be.
No.
What's going on with this Ace of Rods upright? The Hangman. You feel like you still need to feel stuck and observe more in order to really go to what your heart really desires. So you are very stuck. That goes along with the astrology very well. But I think that your lessons would be that you'll remain stuck the more that you keep throwing all these weird signals in yourself and outside. Your overall is Cancer. I think that your way through all this is to allow your feelings to be felt no matter what they are. I think that your issue is that you're too afraid to feel. But maybe you're not too afraid to feel. Maybe you're afraid to express those feelings. And that's going to cause trouble in emotional home life paradise. Maybe there's a story going with the sun in the ninth house that you are feeling like it's exciting, but it's like got a lot of other missing parts, and you got to continue with the story. You might as well stop the story and make sure before you go through with the whole story and then get there and then fucking be on the backside and have to fucking cause disruption later. That's the best lesson for any Aquarius in all matters in life. Moon in Taurus, exalted moon in the 12th. Oh gosh, your true feelings of what you really want are being hidden, and you're not knowing what to do, and you're also hiding. You're hiding some deep emotional situation. Could be just the simple pleasures that you're not receiving, or that you are not paying attention to. You're kind of running blind here emotionally on what you really want, when you know you're not blind and you know what you want. So why don't you connect with it spiritually, opposed to deny it and hope that it will all just turn out how you want? I think that, yes, it's hard to surrender right now, but I think it's an art of being also spiritually honest and embodying your full self, which will make you feel the best self. Also is the fourth house, Taurus, for you, so you definitely got some emotion. You got the Cancer card, so you know what? You got to get emotional, Aquarius. I don't care what you say. You can't be an AI robot. Do this.
Yeah, not time to play games, you know, and that's playing games with yourself, playing games with, with your partner, you know, and maybe there's too many decisions going on in your life right now. Maybe you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by it all, but it's like you have to pinpoint your desires, you know, pinpoint those truths and what actually really matters and focus on that, you know. Don't get caught up on all that other bullshit that's swirling around. It doesn't really matter. You can put that on the back burner. You can make those decisions with your lovers. You can make those decisions with your partners. It doesn't all have to be on you all the time, you know. So just focus on what really matters in your life, who really matters, and go from there. Let all that other bullshit wash away.
Just wash it all away.
Wash it away.
It's true, though.
I know.
It's very simple.
I agree.
Like, you get dirty and you piss on your leg accidentally, you get the hose and you wash it off.
Yeah.
Cancers. So I have it that we have 4 left, including this Cancer.
All right.
Getting down to the very last 4. Somebody asked what the Leo King zodiac sign is. It's Leo.
I think he's a Pisces.
All right, Cancers. another sign that I got to be like, yo, especially because it's a love show, this is all happening in your your relationship house. So there's major clunks going on with relationships and choices and decisions. And don't worry, I'll be joining you, just not as extreme. I'll have Saturn and Jupiter, not Pluto. I'll have Pluto soon, though, my relationship house. So your guys are kind of being my guides to help me see what I'm going to go through. Three Swords reversed. Ooh, the heartbreak card. Ooh. Reversed, though. Could be I feel a denial. No, it's not heartbreak. I mean, it is reversed. I always like to say Three Swords would be better reversed, but I also, it's both systems. It's like, sometimes I'd rather have the Three Swords because it's known and it's for sure, whereas the Three Swords reversed could kind of be like, oh, well, no, it's not, but it's on the horizon, or, you know it's there, but you don't want to admit it, so you're kind of wanting to backtrack and not deal with the heartbreak yet, or just the issues of the heart, which for you would be emotionally deep with all this Libra and with the Chiron and Aries in the 10th, like feeling like it's not going anywhere. Pulled the Chariot and reversed. It's your challenge. You're too afraid to follow the universe to go to the new energy and where the new vibe is going, where the universe is calling you to go. It's like you're terrified. So you're terrified of heartbreak or breaking somebody's heart. That's what you're not afraid of the heartbreak yourself. You're afraid of giving yourself heartbreak by breaking somebody else's heart. Wow. Pulled the Nine of Cups reversed. Well, if you play that game, you're going to be emotionally empty, and you also are going to be pursuing emotional pursuits and overindulgences outside the relationship, and not with maybe another partner, but just like, drinking or watching too much. I don't know what's on TV anymore besides the debates coming up, but maybe maybe you're obsessed and you just watch the debate over and over again, or maybe you're hanging out with Corn Pop and his bad boys too much. There's definitely an emotional unsatisfaction here either way. So you got to look at it like, what's holding you from moving forward into where the universe is telling you to go? That heartbreak that you're afraid to bestow, which overall would leave you empty either way. So, but let's see where the shadow is to this. Oh, look at this colorless angel. Yeah, you're not. You're trying to move away from feeling empty. I was saying emptiness, and it's so weird. But you don't, it's like you want to stay in emptiness. Three Swords reverse. Why did we get that? I got the Eight of Pentacles. We got the Barbie stripper.
Barbie girl.
I think that you need stability that actually is of quality, that actually is sustainable, that's going to feel like reliable instead of non-reliable. I think that you're dealing with non-reliable situations here, that you put too much of the reliability on, or maybe it's just reliable but not love. It's like, well, I'm in a reliable relationship, but it's not loving. It works. You got the Hierophant with that Nine of Cups in reverse. So I would say that this is like your only place to feeling good is by listening to your ultimate spiritual self and taking responsibility for your spiritual happiness and embodying the role of making it your everything. And it is the commitment the Pope makes that no other card in the spiritual deck, like the High Priestess, the High Priestess probably has some sort of like deal with spirit, but like the Pope makes this lifelong commitment, right? It's time to make your lifelong commitment to your spiritual path of where you're emotionally wanting to fulfill and to feel. Your overall card that you did get is the Part of Fortune increase. So, wow. Maybe the only way to increase your life is to take the Chariot out of the colorless situation, because this is the way to get through it. I always say is you got to take the Fortune, and that increases your life. A part of, you know, especially the Chariot card is one of the most fortunate cards in the deck, and you got it reversed. So you don't want to take the road less traveled. You want to take the road that's been traveled nonstop and see it change. I mean, you did pull Gemini with the South Node here in the 8th house. I think that you're too focused on the environment not changing. And you need to focus on building the journey that you really want and owning the value of the story that you want, instead of staying in a Cliff Notes version of what you want. That's kind of stimulating, and you're addicted to the Cliff Notes version because it's easy. You can close the book really quick and just start it the next day, but it also doesn't go any farther. It's like, there's something about this thing just staying the same and not expanding.
Yes, not expanding, or trying to maybe stick that square peg into a round hole type of situation. Trying to force that energy just a bit. You know, I speak of actually going out and getting it, you know, but there's one thing about making it happen because you know that your passion is behind it. And another thing is that you're just trying to force a situation just to have that control over it. You know, you kind of had to loosen those grips up just a bit and go with the flow for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
See what comes into you. See what comes into your life by putting out that positive energy, by putting in that life force behind it. It will come and get you. But if you're just holding down and saying like, I want this because I need the power, then it's not going to show up. Nope, it is not.
No, it won't happen that way.
No, it's not how it works.
So, last three. Libras, Taurus, and Virgos. These three, I got a feeling you're going to go through a lot. We got Virgo. Tauruses always end up last all the time. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going on for you in your love life this week. You did pull the Queen of Swords in reversed. So definitely very confused. Directions have turned, ideas, thoughts. But, you know, the Queen of Swords is very pronounced. We know what she's doing. Do other people know what you're doing? Do you know what other people are doing? There's definitely a confusion here. This is a full moon in your 8th house of trust, intimacy, and passion, and squaring over to Saturn and Pluto in your 5th house of love. I mean, this is pretty intense in your values. So I think that there's big questions about you and your choices and sticking to them in your head and in your mind instead of switching constantly. Your challenge card that you got is the 5 of Wands upright. So you're afraid of conflict and you're afraid of confrontation. Or the challenge is how you're confronting. Maybe you're coming across as something as evil. Like in this deck, it's like, oh God, that's evil. Let me put up the cross. Maybe it's just, you know, your pet. But it also is, you know, people have different perspectives of their passions in life. And it's like, you know, trying to come together, and they're kind of all different sticks at different angles. And that's the challenge, is how to bring things together in clarity. 2 of Cups reversed. So the overall is the soulmate, you know, twin flame card reversed here. In this deck, they call it the, what's Belinda Morris is the author, the artist. So overall, it feels like something's turned upside down for you emotionally, in a deep emotional connection here without the clarity that you thought you were going in. The shadow to this is binded to pain. Maybe it's how you confront things that create pain. Maybe you don't have to confront situations so much, you know, because like you don't see the pain it causes. Or maybe there's pain within you that you're blinded to seeing, and how it does cause conflict. You did pull the 3 of Wands with that Queen of Swords, so It is telling you, instead of maybe that you understand the full direction, that there's a lot of different angles to try and understand and look at where the journey could go. But maybe I think that you don't understand the journey you want to go on, that's making things complicated in a relationship, like fully, like exact, like in specifically saying where you want it to go. Maybe the idea is there, but not the whole belief and presenting the belief and jolting that belief towards that direction. Mars in the 8th retrograde. It's time to own it or not in the power. You did pull the strength reversed. So I feel that you don't have the strength, or that you're having an issue with feeling the strength of a bond, of a soulmate connection. But that's also, maybe you don't have the strength to step into the energy because it's two energies at the same vibration. To step up to that same vibration, or you're feeling like your vibration doesn't want to step up to that same realm. And overall that you got is the 11th house of friends. I would say, well, I think that you need to ask your friends about what's going on in your love life. But I also think that, you have to have friendship as a bond first. And I would say that it also is about what is the world? Because more than friends, the 11th house is the 11th house. It's the 11th house of the world. And where in the world do you want it to all connect? And so this is like trying to bring how all the pieces connect. But you got the conflict card that's dealing with lots of conflict. So how many of those pain issues that you're blind to are creating conflict instead of finding the solutions, which is only to step into the new world instead of create some sort of issue about it? You got Uranus in the 4th house of Taurus. So that's exactly what, I would say the issue is, emotionally having to disrupt the comfortable emotions that you value so much in order to ascend higher. You need to ascend to higher, different places. Your values emotionally are triggered because you need to move to a higher emotional, place of values. Like it's almost like you think that you can just continue to hold on to the same emotional value and the same foundation and think that the world's going to change. No, you're going to have to change. It also means, are you even living in the right place to connect to where you want to go? Are you even showcasing it with learning to connect instead of disconnect or cause disruption to outer other people emotionally? Woo. Woo. Woo.
There's something about facing those fears too, and not necessarily in like an aggressive manner, but it's really like looking at that reflection in the mirror and saying, okay, where are my downfalls? Where are my strengths? But really dressing it, look at yourself in clarity and actually see yourself for who you are, see yourself for maybe the way that your friends see you as well, because maybe you're lying to yourself just a bit. You're putting off that truth, but I think that it is confronting yourself, confronting those inner demons, so to speak, and working through them, easy stuff, just like that. All the stuff's been super easy that we're discussing about, looking at those inner demons, digging up those struggles, the shadow works that we all got to do. Can be fun.
It is. I don't think that was a bad reading though. I think it was just kind of being more clear on intent. And not bringing old conflict into it or old pains. Last two here, Taurus and who was it? It was Taurus and
Libra, I think.
Libra, and we got the Tauruses, so Libra's last. So the Bulls did not go last. No, you did not. I was going to go pee, but I'm going to hold it to get through these last two right now.
Yeah.
It's late.
Alrighty.
All right, Taurus, let's see what's going on with you and your love life this week. Your first card that you got is the Four of Swords upright. So I think for you, this is about, okay, maybe you're really comfortable. Maybe you found a really comfortable place in your single life or in a relationship. But it also could be kind of lazy, I'll be honest with you. So I think that with the way that the stars are turning though in the 12th house with the 9th house, maybe your beliefs are everything is good, but like maybe are you too comfortable here? Venus in the 4th, moving into the 5th. I think that there's a question on whether or not the comfort's really there and the security's really there. The challenge is the Four of Cups reversed. Somebody doesn't want something, or maybe they don't want you, or you don't want something. There's definitely something throwing this off. We got 2 4s too. It's definitely going to be a very unpredictable week. Somebody doesn't want something. Maybe they don't want you, or maybe you were realizing you didn't want something. Because this 4 swords to me is kind of like, it's not that comfortable. It's also deeply connected to the clock. Like the clock is kind of, like you're kind of like stalling about something that, the challenge would be like, maybe you really don't want something, or maybe the challenge is you don't understand why somebody doesn't want you. Maybe there's somebody that's backing out. Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah, there's definitely not the initial energy of what was thought overall of love and passion and nurturing that you thought was going to be there. Maybe somebody's just not giving you the full emotional nurturing and the love that they said they were going to. And the shadow to that is look at this, fucking the revenge. Yeah, you might be really pissed this week. Somebody's not showing up for you, and don't go take revenge. Shadow in this is also revenge of, well, I'll show you kind of energy, like, but don't do things for that. Or did you end up into this to show somebody else in the past, like, oh, I'll show you? Well, that's what you end up with when you enter into a relationship for revenge. Did you go into a relationship for revenge? You hook up with somebody for revenge, you can pull the High Priestess reversed. Yeah. Definitely not following spirit at all. So you thought you were comfortable to go do something that was very neurotically not connected at all spiritually. You felt comfortable with that. But I think what you're revealing this week is a situation to where you entered into something, or you have been acting in your relationship from a place of upset, anger. This is Mars retrograde in your 12th house, squaring Saturn. It would be feeling like a what the fuck moment. And I'm sorry, Tauruses, but you guys have had a lot of that with all that Uranus and Aries that was happening. And now it's Mars retrograde, now Chiron. Like, you've been dealing with a lot of 12th house issues here with hard planets. And the overall with that Queen of Wands, you pull greed. Well, okay. Do you do it for money? Are you in a relationship about money and there's no love? I feel like Tauruses this week have to do a complete rewrite on what the fuck they're doing in their relationship life. And especially about, like, did you buy something to make it better? Did somebody buy something to make you feel better? Were you spiritually aware, or were you asleep? The consciousness and getting revenge for somebody not wanting you the way that you want it to be, or promising the world it didn't come out that way. You pulled the lead. You need to have the will to find the true happiness in your life, instead of, I would say that this is kind of like lower vibrational kind of love that you've kind of stepped into here. Off greed, that's not love. And I think that you need to find true love and go find that again, instead of, like, I think what you idolized as love, but really was false love. Your Astro Dice are, you did pull the 11th house Uranus. You got to go find new worlds. I mean, you got Uranus in the 11th house, and you got it with Pisces. I think that you got to go find the ultimate dream world, instead of you trying to calculate and create like a weird alien, like, fluff world that's not really it, and not connected to the spiritual. Like, it's almost like the issue here is not connected to the spiritual, and also not connected to the world and to the kind of people that really embody the same kind of soul as you. So you need to look at that.
Yeah, it does seem a bit loveless. Maybe that relationship was created from lust. Now you're just kind of stuck. But
money too, greed card.
What's up?
I said money too, greed card, revenge.
All right. Yeah, well, comfort is a close cousin to complacency. So,
Four of Cups reversed.
Don't get stuck in it, Don't get stuck in that merry-go-round of lack of love, of lack of passion, just because it might feel comfort. It might, because there's certain situations that are that you're able to kind of live an extraordinary life, so to speak. But if the passion's not there, if the belief's not there, if the love's not there, then do not be wasting your time. Okay, time is precious. People are precious, Choose wisely who you spend your time with. What are you doing over there?
Well, I was going to say, or if there's issues, you just go Mentos freshness, freshen for your life, Mentos. Didn't make it.
Close.
The fresh maker. Although when we were doing that back in the day, you threw something, I fucking got it. All right, well, Libra, happy birthday, Libra. You're the last one. I know you all waited, and we're here. Happy birthday. I got some Mentos gum in my mouth for you. Maybe I can freshen out my devil mouth since I'm on the devil card for you. Let's hope. I'm praying. I hope it's a good birthday for you, Libra. And I know that, you know, Libras, I'm going to be honest, out of all the signs, the ones that like throwing parties for themselves and having birthday and telling everybody it's their birthday 24/7, you'd think it's Leos. It's Libras. Libras have the biggest, Libra women especially, more than the males. Libra women love their birthday. I will tell you that. Fucking love it. They even let the person at the grocery store know. It's my birthday today. Did you know that? Oh, no, I did not know that. How do you think a diplomat stays a diplomat? All right, let's see, Libra. Happy birthday. Let's go. Let's see what's going on. Knight of Wands reversed, huh? Well, maybe you need to pay attention to what you've leaped into. You need to kind of reflect back with this Mars retrograde and full moon in your relationship house on your birthday this week, and with Saturn now turning on and Pluto in your emotional house. I think that you need to take a reflection back and go, what did you leap into, and what are you not leaping into? That's great. And what did you leap into that you thought was great and it didn't turn out great? I think there's a lot of that going on for Libras right now. You pulled the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So your issue is control. When you just want control over when something can change to go better, although it's not going better because you're having so much control and it's staying in shit show world. Interesting. Queen of Cups reversed. Well, this is definitely not getting the emotional need and the emotional nurturing and the feeling. This is not emotionally connected right now. Or passionate. Knight of Wands is like the fucking knight that comes and saves the day of love. And Queen of Cups is the emotional, like, you'd want to put your head in her lap and she would take care of you emotionally. And Wheel of Fortune reverses the challenge means that you're not ready for fortune. You'd rather control this horrible situation. You pulled the Atonement card with the stabbing of the back, that you're stabbing yourself in the back by not taking the fortune from the universe or just allowing the wheel to turn, and you're out of tune. You're out of tune. You gotta tune the guitar. Let's see what this Knight of Wands is about. I'm really I don't want to say concerned, but definitely one of the lovers. Look at that. Well, the lovers with the Knight of Wands reversed. I think that, yeah, you have to reflect back and really see if there is true love, if it is love, or if it was fling that you turned into love, or maybe you were out of tone at time in life, and because you wanted to control your destiny, you were like, I need to get in a relationship now just because. Libras do that. Libras are the ones like, all my friends are married, I got to get married. Libras are like, oh my God, I'm not in a relationship. I need a place that's safe in my life. I'm going to do it now. It's like, were you out of tune? Have you tried retuning the relationship? Have you tried tuning the partner that you're after or that you're in with? Or if you're dead single, which I don't think any Libra is ever dead single. We're about to find out what's up with this weird emotional situation here. You're not getting nurtured, and you're not even wanting to nurture the other way, or you're overly nurturing and you're not getting shit in return. Or you don't even want to. Maybe the pheromones are off. You get the Temperance card. So I think that you are only feeling emotionally connected when it feels natural, but something about this person or the relationship you're in right now is going in a very unnatural direction. And it doesn't feel natural to you. And I think that's the undercover truth. Overall is Uranus. It's time for you to be a rebel. I don't know why you're afraid to be a rebel. break away. Break free. Figure it out. It's almost like you want to stay stalled, and yeah, I think you're terrified of the truth of when love is not love anymore, and that you don't know how to let go. And this is your big test of that, so you never have to go through that for the rest of your life. This week is going to bring it up. Because it's your birthday, I'm going to pull a TV card for you. Well, you did pull a judgment card reversed. So guess what? You're in something that's not really going anywhere that great spiritually or for a higher purpose. It's just your own personal gain, but not for God's pain or God's plan. And with Uranus, it's about reaching the highest of the highest, to getting the closest to heaven. So you want to go to heaven, but yet you don't want to go do heavenly shit. You want to go do your own personal shit and live like the basic life of like, well, I'm in a relationship. Like, what about purpose? What about a higher calling here? That's what this is missing. And it's off. Something's off. Could be fixed with that calling and being willing to, in many cases with Uranus, reinvent the whole fucking wheel here. I don't know. Maybe they need something. Maybe they need, I don't know. And I said pheromones too. It was weird. Taurus, 5th house sun. I think that, you really know if it's quality or not, if it's really love or not physically. If the physical love's not there, you're going to realize that you're just in love without the physical. And there's something about the physical here that needs to be addressed. And also the smell, the touch, the feels. Something up here that you need to become more aware about to understand why you're not feeling like leaping into things, and that you're emotionally not feeling the security and the comforts.
You can't can't take yourself out of the game either, though. You know what I mean? You got to be a player in that game, so to speak, because you can't change the game if you're not a player in it. You can't change the game of your life if you're not present in it and being open to receiving that love and actually showing that love and showing that compassion to yourself. So whether that is pheromones, whether that is dapping yourself just up a bit, getting that sex appeal going, whatever it takes, to feel great in your own skin, you need to go and do that. And I think that that's a message for all of us. I think we all need to find that comfort in our own skin. We all need to find that appreciation of our own self, the beauty that we have within, that love that we have within, and really go out and fucking show it to the world, baby. Bring it back in. Bring it back in, baby.
Well, I think you're right. I think that we're all going through that in many ways, and I think that on a week like this, instead of looking at it as the ship sinking or crashing, I think it's like, sometimes the ship needs to break in order for us to see how we can make the ship better. Or sometimes we do need to ditch the ship to a better ship. I mean, that's life. I love you all. We will be here every day for you, as we always are on highvibe.tv. And we have so much content, it's blowing my mind. Seriously.
And if you're a High Vibe member and you want to join the book club, book club, baby.
We got other schools we're announcing this week. We got sound healing. We got a big meeting with Kim for Art to Life that her and I just all reconnected again. She's been busy. Kim's been busy. There's a lot going on here. Craig and I still have to record his podcast about psychedelics and fucking past lives. All this shit is on highvibe.tv. It's a free app and we got free content, but the exclusive content, it's cheap. We got a 7-day free trial, monthly, 3-month or 6-month plan, and it's cheap.
Yeah, we have it all broken down too.
We have it all broken down, showing you how much it is a day.
I think the quarterly was like $2 a week or some shit like that.
I know, it's like it's so cheap.
Something.
So if you really want to join the crew that's fucking all about the consciousness and shows up every fucking time, every day, this is where it's at. And we love you either way. And that's why we give this show for free, and we give Deep Astrology for free. Of course, without the charts, but you still get the audio for the chart part and any other random stuff we do. But I just want to say that We got spiritual dance music this week too. It is full moon, so it's gonna be a big week. Woo! And I will be watching the debates. I'm fucking curious as fuck. That is a relationship between Joe Biden and Donald Trump that I am like perplexed. We should pull one card about them. How's the debates gonna go? And what's up with their relationship? The Hierophant.
Ooh, gonna be some prolific words coming out tomorrow night.
I think that they both think that they are like, you know, it's funny. Trump has kind of said he's saving America in many ways, and then Joe Biden says he's saving the soul of America. They both think that they're the Pope. I'm gonna pick another card from the Astro. Oh, look at this. They both provoke each other. Grand Cross. Let's get a sign of... I want to know which one's more fake, but I think they're both pretty fake.
Mm-hmm.
We pulled the Prince of Skulls in reversed. So they're both not acting off the truth of what they're saying they're going to do in many ways. What's their shadow? What's their issue? Triumph of lies. I think we're dealing with two huge liars. This is going to be a crazy fucking thing to watch. I love you all very much. We'll see you for the dailies, everything, and so much more if you're on highvibe.tv. And we appreciate you, and we'll see you next. And please share this to all your friends and family and lovers and whatever. Love ya.
See ya.